Hello and welcome to this week's Cari Connects. I am Psychic Medium Cari Mugz, and each week I pull a card from a deck to let you know what's coming up for the week and the signs and symbols to watch for. So if you're listening to this on my Spunky Spirit podcast, you can watch it on any of my social media platforms, which will all be listed below in the show notes. So speaking of my Spunky Spirit podcast, my goal is to start it in February, so keep your eyes open for that. And lots of guests and lots of ones by myself, but lots of spiritual stuff coming up, lots of wellness, and it'll be good. I'm excited for it. So thank you for being patient. So today we are using this week the Sacred Power reading cards by Anna Stark. The reason why is because I want you to remember things are kind of crazy in the world today. Things are kind of a lot, and there's a lot of division. And so I just want you to remember how sacred your power is, your power inside you, and remember who you are, and remember to be sovereign and to make decisions based on your intuition and not what everybody else is doing, and really tap into you and your power and who you are. And so this is your sacred power this week. So the cards are awesome. They have the Flower of Life. If you don't know what the Flower of Life is, you can watch lots of stuff on Gaia. You can Google it. It's sacred geometry. Every single thing that's living or on earth or anything has the sacred geometry of the Flower of Life in it. So it's a very important symbol. Each card is beautifully illustrated and pretty easy to read. So like this one says community. This one says divine consciousness. Like it's pretty self-explanatory. Each card, it does have a book that you can read with each card, but I love how it's got its general symbolism. So the vibe for this week is going to be, this is a good one, abundance. So we're going into the end of January. This week is the last week of January, and we're walking into abundance. So if you felt like things have been kind of not scarcity, or if you felt that like things aren't going your way, or you're really trying to push things for the new year for 2026 and you felt like there's scarcity or not enough, this week Spirit's going to remind you how abundant you are, how gratitude, thankful, all the things. So abundance doesn't always necessarily have to be money. It can also be friendship, love, spirituality, stepping into your power. It can be you. It can be you can feel abundance with your family, with your friends, so this week's going to be full of abundance in all those areas. And it might be monetary too. It could be whatever you think it is, but just remember, Spirit's going to remind you of how abundant life really is, how grateful you really could be, because sometimes we feel like our lives are so not, like there's just a lot, and we can be overstimulated and we forget how abundant we really are. And so this week Spirit's going to remind you how great it really is, and how abundant it really can be. And you could come into money, you could come into a new friendship, you could come into something huge for your business. But the signs and symbols that Spirit's going to give you this week to remind you of how abundant you are going to be 888, because it is a very abundant number. 888 is abundance. So if you see eights or 888, this is Spirit reminding you of how abundant you are. Also, too, hands, any type of hands of giving like this will be show of abundance. Coins, any type of monetary coins, money, anything like that. If you see anything like that a lot in pictures, or you deal with money a lot throughout the week. Now, if you normally deal with money throughout the week, like if you're a bank teller or something like that, the sign's got to be a little bit different, but coins would probably be a good one. And also, too, sunrise, because the abundance is coming up. And I love the mountains in the background. I love the abundance of the scenery. And also, too, down at the bottom is a big like cornucopia bucket. So buckets full. So fill your bucket. Fill your bucket this week. Make sure your bucket is full. Is the glass, do you see it half empty or half full? This week, you're going to see it half full. It's going to be full of abundance and gratitude. So those are the signs and symbols to watch for. Any type of, like there's lots of coins here again, stack of money. So we have hands, 888, the coins, any type of money, a sunrise, mountains or trees or forest, abundance of nature, and any type of like bucket being full or half full or cornucopia. So when you see these signs, this is spirit reminding you how abundant you truly are, because sometimes we don't. Sometimes we kind of fall in that victim mentality and we think of scarcity and we think of woe is me, or we get nervous about not bringing in enough money, um, or not having enough. We get nervous about that, especially with the way things are going on around us right now too. We get nervous about having lack or not having enough. And so just know that when you see these signs, it's your guides and your ancestors telling you to look around you and remember really, truly how abundant you are. And abundance is coming. Just believe and trust in yourself and trust in your sacred divine power. And you can create your abundance. You do not know how much power you actually really have. You are a creator. You're here to create. And so you are full of abundance. You create this yourself. And when we think in lack, or we think of scarcity, we create that. So this week is your job to think of abundance. I want you to sit down every day this week and think of something that you're grateful for, even if it's something super small and you're in the trenches and you don't feel like there is anything to be grateful for. I want you to find something every day that you are grateful for, and that will create more gratitude and more abundance. And so just remember, Spirit's got you. They've got you. You've got this. And it's going to be, it's sometimes can be hard, especially when you're in the trenches, but it's going to be worth it. And abundance is coming. Love is coming. Unconditional love is coming. Friendships are coming. Monetary stuff is coming. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. This is just the hard part of it for just a minute. So I love you guys so much. And I will see lots more of you now that we've got January done, and I feel like I'm back on top of things, and things are going to start going abundantly in our direction, in my direction, in yours. So good luck. And that's the vibe for the week. And I will see you next week.